Today I'm going to be showing you guys this 6'11" shot blocking wing that gets Hall of Fame anchor and Hall of Fame Chasedown artist on NBA 2K24. And later in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys a full gameplay where we got 10 blocks on this build in one game. Now, although this build is a primary defensive build, you can still do a whole lot on the offensive end as well. And with all of that out of the way, man, let me show you guys how to make this build. Let's go. Now, if you want to get the build name shot blocking wing, you have to make this build at the small forward position. Height is going to be obviously 6'11", weight 210 pounds with a 7'6" wingspan. This is the largest wingspan we could go with this is the longest wingspan we can go with and still get 70 ball control, so that's what we did. Now, starting things off with the finishing, we're going to have a 75 driving dunk, which is going to get you the athletic one-handers off one dunk package, as well as a couple other really good dunk packages. Now, although you are 6'11", there is no big man contact dunks on this build. You just cannot afford it with the 99 block, as you're going to see later on in this video. Now, with that being said, you're still going to be able to finish at the rim without a whole lot of issues, especially as a cutter. Look at this down low. We're still getting a couple decent standing dunk animations, even though we only have a 58 standing dunk. Right here, backdoor cut again, pump fake, go up with it, and it's open. So as long as you're smart when you're going to the basket, you're not going to have an issue. And then when driving to the basket, that 75 driving dunk is going to be more than enough to get some really good animations. Now, one thing that I will say, if you are somebody who does not want the 99 block and you just want Hall of Fame Chasedown artists, you can still do that on this build. Probably sacrifice that and then get things like the big man standing contact dunks if you really want them. This was just a build where I really wanted to try out both Hall of Fame anchor and Hall of Fame Chasedown artists at the same time, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. All right, so now moving on to the shooting, we're going to have a 72 mid-range shot from Midi Magician on silver and a 79 three-point shot, which is the highest three-pointer we can get on this build with the current wingspan we are using. You're definitely going to be able to hit threes consistently with this build. Okay, so now let's move on to the shooting highlights. And listen, man, I don't know what it is with this jump shot, which I again will show later on in this video, but I was hitting contested shots consistently. Look at this right here. 56% contested, goes in without an issue, and this was happening multiple times throughout the day. Right here, shoot over him, it's wide open. And honestly, I think by the end of me like recording this video, I was shooting like 70% from three on this build, which is pretty freaking amazing considering some of the contested shots that we made throughout the day. But yeah, so with that being said, you're gonna be a knockdown shooter behind the three-point line with this build, whether it's catch and shoots, whether it's off the dribble right here on the wing, couple step behind the three-point line, still hitting that. It's almost from 27 feet out, which is a pretty deep shot to hit. And again, there's another example right there of me hitting like a 30% contested three-pointer, and I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the jumper, and I'll explain later on, but I was just hitting contested threes over and over again with this build. Right here, guy doesn't put a hand up, we just shoot over him, and it is a wide open shot. Now let's talk about this jump shot really quickly. Base is going to be Jonathan Isaac, releases are going to be Marquis Chris and Franz Wagner. Now let's just talk about the defensive immunity really quickly with this jump shot. I don't understand how defensive immunity works in this game, because I've made more contested shots with this jumper yesterday than I did all year so far. All right, so now moving on to the playmaking, we're going to have a 75 pass accuracy for break starter on silver, a 70 ball handle, which gets you all the pro dribble moves, and then a 66 speed with ball, which is going to get you big driver on Hall of Fame, which is a actually really nice badge in this year's game. But now moving on to the playmaking highlights, and this is going to be a relatively short section of this video, but again, passing is going to be perfectly fine on this build. The silver break starter and the 75 pass accuracy is perfectly fine in all casual game modes that you're going to want to play with on this build. And then really quick, here are all of the playmaking animations I was using on this build, and again, very fun to use. All right, and now moving on to the thing that everybody came here for, which is the defense. We're going to have an 85 interior defense, a 72 perimeter defense, a 72 steal, which gets you bronze glove, bronze right stick ripper, and bronze interceptor. So you're definitely going to be able to get steals on this build as well. And then we are going to have a 99 block, which is going to get you Hall of Fame anchor and Hall of Fame Chasedown artist, and we're just going to be absolutely fast on this build. You can also see we have a 76 speed. We went kind of minimum weight on this build so we could just be really fast, play as like a help defender, really just be able to get crazy chase down blocks. All right, so now let's take a look at the defensive capabilities of this build right here. I accidentally give up the offensive rebound, but we're gonna get the block anyways. And again, you're gonna get a lot of really crazy blocks and block animations on this build. And a lot of these clips early on, we only ended up having gold anchor and gold Chasedown artists, but you're going to see later on in this video, we also had Hall of Fame anchor and Hall of Fame Chasedown artists later on in the defensive clips. But right here, this guy thought he was gonna get a free one, but no, we come right down, get the easy block. And if you guys remember from last year, I think I had like a 6'11" that got Hall of Fame anchor as well in that game, and I think I called it like my Jerry Jackson Jr. build. This is pretty much the closest thing to it in this year's game. You're seeing we can get some crazy pin blocks off of the glass as well. I think that's with having that higher anchor, you're just gonna get more blocks like that. And again, you can see the Hall of Anchor is popping up. So now these are clips with Hall of Fame anchor. Now here is the build completely maxed out. You can see everything right here. A couple things I do want to point out. You do need at least an 83 vertical to get Chasedown Artist on Hall of Fame, so do not drop that vertical below an 83. Strength is going to be 74. That's going to get you things like a movable enforcer on bronze, bulldozer on bronze, just a couple minor bronze badges here and there. Again, one minor weak point of this build is that it only has a 74 strength, which is actually way better than a lot of people realize. But we did that to gain more speed on this build because, again, we really want to just play as like a rim protector that can drop out of anywhere, just come out of nowhere and just get the craziest Chasedown blocks you've seen. But now coming out of the My Player builder, you are going to get the My Player comparisons of Mara Oda, Michael Porter Jr., and Franz Wagner, which are, I don't even know if those are necessarily good player comparisons, but you do get the build name Shot Blocking Wing, which is what we came here to get. Now, with that being said, let's get to the rec game where we had a 10 block triple double. You're gonna love this. Let's go. Now, first quarter right here. There's about 2 minutes left in the quarter. Right here is where we're gonna get our first block, and I do want to set a couple of things straight with this first game right here. You're gonna see block number 2. I did not play great on the offensive end, and I realized that after the fact I did not have any boost, so I guess it does turn out that I am boost made when it comes to being able to actually play good on offense. I was also kind of playing carelessly here and there in the offensive end, so I think I did finish this game with like 5 turnovers, but defensively we were absolutely insane. And right there, that is going to be another block before the half. And look at this one right here, getting out to the wing, getting a really good block on the shot contest. And again, that's the point of us going minimum weight on this build, just so we could play really fast, just pretty much be able to cover so much ground on this build, and it really does work out that way. Now right here offensively on the wing, spot up, hit a shot. Again, we were 0 for 2 to start this game. We hit our 1 right there. Again, no boost, so turns out I can't hit a jump shot without boost, but hey, it is what it is. Get another Chasedown block right there. And as you can see, again, we only had gold anchor, gold Chasedown artist, and yeah, man, it's just really fun. But one thing I do want to point out really quickly is that since we do get a lot of blocks on this build, you're going to get two-way tenacity pretty often as well. And one cool thing with getting two-way tenacity is that that's going to boost up your ball handle just high enough to where you'll have an 85, which means you can do things like sham gods and speed boost and all that on this 6'11" build that gets a 99 block, which is insane. And speaking of 99 block, there it is again right there. As you can see, we already have 8 blocks in the box score. Now right here, I got two-way tenacity, so we're going to be able to do some decent dribble moves right here. Go to the right, hit the hezzy, and then drive. And then it's just the easy, wide open layup. Didn't have my dunk maxed out here, but once you do get that 75, you can dunk without any issue. Right here, get a steal. Got two-way tenacity. Again, we're going to bring it up. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Hit the spin shot. He reaches. I'm hoping it's a shooting foul, but it's not. It was just a reach in, but we did make that shot right here. Again, another block, man. That's going to be block number 9. And then lastly, right here, final minute of this game, get another catch and shoot 3. That brings us to 3 for 7 from 3, which wasn't great. But again, we were shooting fantastic from 3 throughout the rest of this video. And again, right there, there is block number 10 on this build. And it was funny. I was messaging Sprague right before, and I was like, what was the most amount of blocks you've ever gotten in a single game? He said 8. He was like, 8 was the best I could get, and that was crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll try and get 10. And then there we go. 10 blocks right there. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I'm out, man. Peace.